Okay, we're back. I haven't started the game up yet, but we are back. And this time I'm going to focus on the skeleton collections. And the idea is that I fill out the corridor that I've got in the freighter, which I'll show you when we get in the game. Okay, so this is my freighter in my in the same save. It's my save that I run all the different expeditions in. And I've started to make a bit of a collection, paleontological collection of the skulls here. I'm going to put a few more while we're here. I'm using these as a storage space. I put the skulls in my inventory and see which ones we've got and which ones we haven't got. All of these have got skulls, so oh, that's very sensitive. A bit like I guess it's the same interface as the ship one that's very sensitive. It's just that they've repurposed it. All the skulls? Yeah, got the skulls from that. And that one, yes. Right, now let's see if we can put them. So these all come with different stands. So every single... These are all... Oh, I did make a few extra purchases of lighting and things so I could maybe illuminate things. I've got a lot more of extra stuff here that I did have. We'll worry about that in a bit. Right, so these should all have... You can just put them on the wall as they are, but they're a little bit frustrating because you have to kind of rotate them automatically. Or we can press, in my case, Y on my controller, but choose the variance option, and then display them this way. I've already got that one. No, it's not quite the same. So I'll put that there for a second because I want to put a new board up. These kind of slide in nicely and you can make them big. Centering them is a little bit fiddly. She's building mode a second. You can't back up very much in a corridor unless you put side corridors in. Now I can't see them, you see. bit fiddly. That looks okay. And it's black. They're very shiny now. I don't think they were that shiny before. Pick that item up. Put it on the wall. They've actually fixed something as well in the experimental branch I'm on, I believe. You can't just try and duplicate them. Whereas they used to be able to just pick them up again and you could just duplicate it. But it says available to build 0 unless you have a copy of it in your inventory. So that stops duplication. Go to full screen mode. So I'm not going to put all of these on right now. I'm just going to make a quick gallery of them so you can see what I want to do. Otherwise we'll be just in build hush. I press the right button for the build. Maybe squeeze an extra one on there. Yeah, and then we'll probably light them. I tried lighting it with red, but I don't think that quite works. Maybe put these somewhere, but not immediately under them, but maybe just outside, on the outside of the corridor, maybe. We need something dramatic, but the red lighting just looks a bit, I don't know, it doesn't look quite right. So we'll try and find some lighting for that later. So the next thing is to find some decent places to search for bones. Hot moon, acidic planet. None of those have got bones. But look, we've been visiting some planets. Let's go to this one. Let's retrace our steps. Planets we visited in the last stream. Just found a brand new bug. Featured bases are back and will download but not save reload on the planet. It crashes the game. I'm not sure what they're up to with the feature bases at the moment, but maybe they're changing them and they've not got it right. I don't know. It would be due for a change. Overdue for a change. Tropical planet with ancient bones. Let's go and have a look, see what it's like. What ship shall we use? Starboard one, the trusty. Got a bit of space in there. faster as well. After flying around that unboosted Millennium Falcon thing, whatever it's called again. I suspect this looks like it might have storms from here. So it might not be the best place, but we'll collect a few bones in each candidate, and then we'll maybe choose our favourite one, or stay in one that's good for bone collection. I quite like flatter ones that I can drive my exosuit around in, and this doesn't look like that. Exocraft, rather. No, this looks like the complete opposite. This looks like a high, rugged, mountainous terrain. And constant rain. Lovely. Oh, that's probably a storm. No, it's not a storm. It's just constant rain. No, it is a storm. Just took a while to register on the screen. Now, interestingly, I'm gonna pop those. That's a nice little collection here. I'm gonna pop those. I found them yesterday when I was messing around with this. I found them a little bit tougher. I don't know if they've rebalanced them slightly. I am in the experimental mode, so maybe it's slightly different. I mean, they weren't a challenge, but they just seemed to do me more damage. Let's see what happens. I'll try that off over there. So if I switch to the personal force field, which we were using the other day, see, it's doing damage despite my personal force field with those rocks. It's taking my shields out at least. Oh, you're going to come and attack me as well. Okay. Odd. There's only more bones around here. Can't see any. Might also see what the bone missions are like, because I haven't done any of those yet. Going flying. That's actually not a bad place to scan. Ooh, this is something tiny. Invisible. Don't know. It's a bit odd. That was a nice quick little boost of nanites. Dark looking planet. Let's have we're probably going to need to scan it. Let's use the freighter for scanning. The other thing I could do is take a lot of these bones that we're going to get to the paleontologist and swap the ones for skulls. Nope, 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 nope. 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 Not very much luck here. Get caught in that corner. A bit in there. It's dissonant. Very little luck. It could have been a new game. I'm just making a corridor full of skulls. But I need the skulls first, and I'm not having much luck finding some decent planets. Yeah, Skull Corridor sounds a little bit like a horror game, doesn't it? Basically, yeah. But this is paleontology. I mean, we're not hunting animals. We're just digging up bones. So the idea is to kind of put all the different skulls along the corridor. I don't think any of those. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. They massively increased the number of systems that had bones. And now I'm not finding many places that I've got them. Wonder if they're going.
Technology recharge.
No. I do have one planet that I was using, but I don't want to just keep going to the same planet in case there's some kind of variation. Otherwise I might just keep getting the same things over and over. Look through my list. Trouble is, a lot of these have been undiscovered until now because I've just done a lot of hunting around. Or just warp somewhere. I don't think there's any surefire way of finding a planet with, well, not archaeology, paleontology. I don't think there's anything you can pin. Like at all. What isn't it? Oh, it's because that's where I am. Yay, but it's a swamp. Okay, I mean, beggars can't be choosers at the moment. Let's go and dig in a swamp for a bit. Now it really does sound like the beginning of a horror film. that how it works? Start off as an archaeologist, well, paleontologist, and then gets a taste. Can't think of any paleontology movies, unless we count something like Jurassic Park, but it's kind of the opposite almost. But it is kind of old school horror, I guess. It was that kind of pre-1970s and before might have brought out films about discovering, what is this planet? Swamp, I did say. Pre-1970s and before might have brought out things about, oh, these bones are strange, what's going on? Those Hammer horror stories where there were always something tragic happening if you owned a particular artifact. Dragon-y creature. Not very colourful, but nicely proportioned. I don't think the Goonies was about paleontology. I don't know if it's what I've got. I haven't actually been keeping track of what I do have and what I don't have yet. Figured I can always start swapping. I didn't make that lit prominent enough. There we go. There's one more, wasn't there? Over there. Was there a red thing? I don't see any. Oh, there it is. That's not going to do much harm. Well, I was thinking, for context, anybody that was watching this stream and wasn't watching the last one 3/4 of an hour to an hour ago, We were talking very briefly about freighters, and we were talking about abandon mode. I kind of like the idea of zombie gek freighters, kind of an undead. I don't think they'll do that. It doesn't really strike me as this game. I can imagine having to... It's right here. I can imagine having to put in various technologies into a found freighter in order to get it to work. Because it's not got a crew.
Units received.
It could have a haul of skulls just like this. You know it makes sense coming to a freighter near you. Except mine's for science, not for gruesomeness. I don't really know why I'm focusing on these. I haven't got anything boosting me at the moment. And we don't have any underground, so maybe it'll pay off in the long run. Not finding any other bones. Ah, no, that's a grub. Finding any other bones at all. But this is the perfect place to go butterfly riding. Now, this one's a little bit small. It feels a bit just like a winged seat more than anything. Even if the freighter doesn't move, you could at least use the storage containers in conjunction with the matter beam, which would greatly increase the quality of life. Yeah, I agree. There are certain things about freighters, and it's not outside of the realms to use technology to bring it back. It would just need a brand new game loop, which I doubt they're going to put loads of effort into a game loop for a mode that probably isn't played by many people. But I guess they would have a better idea of which modes are being played than we would. I presume they see data and things like that. I don't know. I suppose they would at least see discoveries being dropped into their servers that might have the mode on it. But I think all discoveries have to. And any bases would be marked as what mode they're in.
Units received.
Ow. Paying attention to that rock formation. A bit envious of Ignition's suggestion of a planet that had an airless planet with bones, because that really would be a lot easier. I find these things can't really shoot behind them. New ones. I've got a long tooth skull. Already had up to there, I think. Maybe even that one. I haven't got many skulls new. Again, Ignition, I'm surprised you haven't headed off to bed this time. I know you're in a much earlier time zone. I guess it is a Friday. Get rid of the extra weapon on here. I don't know why it's even on here. I've got a runic lens, terrain manipulator, an unnecessary bolt caster, and an unnecessary scatter blaster. I guess it's because it's a huge space. We've got all 60 slots, but it just makes it a little bit awkward to use. Now I was seeing quite a few from that previous vantage point. Now I'm not seeing any. I'm seeing some over there. It's a swamp planet. I can't even begin to work out how to pronounce your username there, but Utku, I guess. It's a swamp planet, so it's kind of... It's not doing me any damage. As I was saying earlier, these seem to be dealing out a little bit more damage than before, and that knockback is quite significant. I think they always did that. If I just let it hit me a second. Quite a lot of shield being knocked out, considering my shields... Well, I presume my shields are okay. Don't want to not pay attention to this. Let's shoot this first. Because these have all... A lot of these have got shield. Oh, no, not those. So I've got 3 normal shields. And these have often got shield strengths. So I've probably maxed on shields. Ah, that didn't select the right thing. Yeah, we were discussing that before about perma. Because getting bones was always a good... Well, it was a strategy. Whether it was a good strategy depends on whether you liked getting bones or not. But obviously you don't have to pop them, which is surprising. It would make sense if when we were digging, there was a chance that it would pop them just because. So it's like there's always the chance you're going to disturb them even if you don't grab them, which will give us more incentive to grab them early on when we were prepared rather than when we were digging and didn't have our gun. So that's surprising they didn't do that. So you could just ignore them in perma. I mean, they are valuable, but I mean, they're not super valuable. We need to make them turn around quicker, though. These ones, at least. Just left that marker there. Starting to. This looks messy, but it's actually because I use a lot of I do a lot of autophage stuff because I hunt for multi-tools a lot for staffs. It's actually quite. There's a logical order to my inventory. Trust me. But the non-skull stuff. Maybe I'll call in an exocraft. That might be a good idea. Actually use the colossal for something. It's got a load of cakes in it at the moment, I think. It's got a bit of storage at the bottom.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
That. Why isn't that letting me send to the exocraft? It's odd. We've got quite a few skulls there. I know I took some of them off of the stuff I already had, but it's a nice selection. Okay, a bit more space. I really like the input refiner. I actually requested that. I think I even put on I did request it quite a lot on streams and on Reddit, but I think I actually put in a formal request for that to be added to the Colossus and the Zendesk. I don't know if other people might have done as well, or they might have come to it for their own conclusions, but at least I added my weight to the idea of having it. Welcome back, Bradnot. This planet's actually proved okay for navigating. It's the... I mean, this one, the backpack. I can't remember if it's got a name. I don't think it's. Is it just? I don't think it's just blue, is it? Can't easily check. Is the scatter blaster any good? Probably is. Not as good as the neutron cannon for this though. I think the area effect of the neutron cannon sorts them out a lot easier. I think they have multiple hitboxes, perhaps. I don't think this character could easily die. I haven't taken any hit point damage yet. Is it just called blue though, or is it called something else? I like these ones because they've got quite a nice area of illumination. The main colours of my character, I tend to choose purple and blue, so there isn't a purple trail apart from, well, there isn't really a purple one for the backpack. The entire reason I chose blue was because of the first exotic I ever found, right back when I first started playing. I changed my colour scheme to match that, and in every save net I tend to, apart from in my OP perma save, maybe a couple of other saves in the past, I've mainly gone with blue or variations thereof. That hole was in my favour then. Hard to ignore these. Always the possibility. Of a slot for my multi-tool. Let's start again. The control terminal before me appears to be for some sort of deep level mining system. However, all systems have stalled. The screen flashes a readout. Production stalled. Low fuel. Matter required. Sounds like carbon. Multi-tool expansion slot. Thank you very much. No, they often don't break cleanly. Like, that's just for. I mean, I know they've just got like a physics pattern, but they're not falling out anymore. They're just staying in the area. If you can move them with a shot. No. What they're going to be based on what they are, what they look like, which is interesting. Roughly, at least. I could tell I picked up a skull then. Good night, Ignition. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for having a chat. The stone. No wonder it's hidden in there. Actually, it's not actually a stone, so it's just underground. So let's go this way. This place doesn't look quite so bad in the daytime. All the way over there and over there. A lot harder to. It'd be a lot harder to walk around this place if I didn't have a decent jetpack. this distance. It might be better just to use... Right, so there should have been one over here somewhere. There it is. I think I probably got enough bones to take and swap, barter with. Get a few of the fish while we're here. South and you never know, that could pop up. Is it a nocturnal? Because it was right at the bottom of the list. No. Perhaps it's not deep enough. Ground to land a ship on. Got a lot of stuff in that exocraft, so I might need to grab that too. It'd be nice if there was a way of getting stuff out of our exocraft on our freighter. I suppose I could glitch it onto the freighter for now. Work out what skulls we've got and what ones we haven't got, or at least the ones we've got. That's a warhound. That's armored rodent. That's a saddleback. It's a statuesque rodent. Carbuncle. Cyclopean. Hammerhead. Protoform. And warthog. Have we got another one? No. Yes. No, sad. That's a different type of warthog, okay. So it's a surprisingly large number of skulls. I'm going to put a corridor here so I can step back a bit. better view. So bull hog. Broad ball. We got one of those already? Nope. Didn't select it properly. Maybe I need to put some kind of order to these so they can easily work out which ones I've got. Heavy ball. Nope. Any duplicates yet? Proto parrot. Oh, it's a little bit like a geck. I guess that's what the proto bit means. Right, so let's put another corridor. These fit in there quite nicely. They weren't designed for this, but they work well for it. They were designed before this type of freighter ever existed. Yep. I suspect what we've seen with other things is that the skulls dictate value or class or whatever. Like when they're building staffs, for instance. Cheerio, Alphas. Thanks for popping in. Let's squeeze an extra one in here. Choose the right one. Bit tight, but predator, scavenger, longtooth, oceanid, gnarled rodent, unnameable. I don't know if we've got. Does it clip? Yeah, I can go straight through them. So I do kind of have room for on the other side. They're a bit trickier to position. Maybe we'll do it here. Go back a bit. 2 left. Mammoth. How many skulls are there? One, 2, 3, 4, 8, 16, 32. 48. 56. Some of these don't exist though. I don't think we've seen that one. So it's not going to be it's as easy as just counting them. But it gives you it's a lot. The answer is an awful lot. Right, let's see if we can swap for some bones we haven't got. So should make a note, but we're just going to try and go by, oh, that's one I can't remember having for now, rather than write things down. The worst that happens is we manage to get a duplicate. So what have we got? We've got some in our... No, we haven't got enough freighter. Got plenty here. Shall I glitch in the... Yeah, let's do it. Right, so we want to go to catalogue. Some of the exosuit. I mean, I know the Colossus doesn't spawn in anymore. Building parts. But I know the at least the Roma does. Not even red stating. Oh no, it is. No, that's not. Oh, should be able to do it again. No, that's not worked. Maybe they've fixed it completely now. It was working only two days ago for the Roma. Let's have a look at the Roma, see if that's still working. Actually, do I have enough space in my inventory? Yes, I do. Anyone needs to do. There it is. No, it's not working now. I just don't have the parts to build it. What do we need? Ah, we don't have the parts to build it because it's saying I've only got one ion battery. Ah, that's why. Okay. Right, so we need to unpin that. We need to go back and work out what we need. We need 3 more ion batteries. Building parts. Buildable technology. Colossus Geobay. Yes, that's better. So we haven't got anything here to... Yeah, that'll do over there. So we want to cache that. Copy that. why I glitch it in there. Okay, so we can put these in our inventory. If we can get some more skulls. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a bit too fussy. We will see. What's the current? Have we got the current station? Must have. Oh no, we probably haven't. Okay, we'll go there. I thought these were all identical, but they're not. So, got that. Definitely don't have that one. That's an interesting one. Go by the ones that are most striking to start with, just because it's that we have that one we haven't got. But at least we know we haven't got them. So let's go for that one. Okay, that worked. What's the other one we saw? That was the unicorn looking one. Skull of the Watcher. Let's see if this bug is still here. If I select that over the top of that button, before it was registering the button. Yeah, it still is. Excellent. We got that. We've got one that's got those curves, but I don't think it had called that. I think it was called something else. Just looking at all the ones that got those. This one's the. No, let's get that one. Don't have that one yet. Oh, I don't want to give them full. Flesh Ripper. So we do get that. I hadn't seen that one before. We have a look. Might have been that solo. They're very loud. No exotic. That one sounds more like... Now you got me paranoid, but that was probably another one taking off. Right. I don't remember one called Skull of the Golden Heart. We're running out of bones here, but we've got a few, so... Crown of bones. That's got 4. That's excellent. We don't need 4. 2. Moderate. Yes, that'll do. I don't know why I keep coming out of it. Browse Fossil Archive. Don't think we've got that. Don't think we've got that. Let's go for that. Nearly all skulls in my inventory now. Put that in there. Really didn't like that accidental offer. We've got those left. I don't think breaking out helps. I've tried that before. Got those left. Oh, and that. Nothing else further down my inventory. Nothing in my starship. Nothing in my freighter. I don't remember what I definitely don't have. I don't think I've got that. Charger doesn't sound familiar. It's filtered by skulls. Go to the bottom of the skull list. We definitely don't have that one. Seems to be a reasonably generous bartering system. Masked. Make sure I didn't actually grab it already. No, I didn't. 2 grasping forearms, moderate. Go for that. We've only got that left. Yeah, so he's never going to accept that, but we might as well try. Nope. Alright, keep that. have a load more bones I could swap that are all in the displays. It seems a shame to break them down so readily just for the skulls. Got space here. Might have to go into the room. Diabolic. It's interesting that they seem to have chosen a few creatures that just don't exist in the game and some that do. Yeah. There's one more in there, as long as it's not got huge horns. This one. We have a. This is one of the ones that might possibly, because there are a few of these warthogs. Warthog, just an ordinary warthog. And this one is a sawtooth, so no. Let's put the rest up in here for now. Then we'll maybe rearrange the freighter a bit for a better corridor. This is the nice thing about them, is you don't have to take up your storage. You can just put them in this room. I really like that about them. You could just put them on the floor. They're nicer as decorations. Ah. Doing that. And that can go one of these plinths. Just there. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to do much more of that today, because it's just a whim thing. Just putting these and appreciating that it can be done, and there's such a variety of them. So I'm probably going to end off there. I like that one. But it's quite nice. I do appreciate the different ways you can use these things. Next I'll have to try and put some lighting in, but I can do that in my own time. Save. I'm going to quickly debrief these frigates. They've all got living. I've got the Wraith on this save as well. Psychonic egg. Spawning sack. Yay. 2 of them. I haven't got any living frigates on this one. These are very reliable ways of getting storage augmentations. Rotating your frigates. This hasn't got any either. I don't think I've really ground this one for living stuff. Just Makes it all the sweeter that we've got a bit of space to put on my ring. Probably be a bit greater. Okay. So I'm going to end up there because it's getting to the time when I would want to eat. Thank you all for watching, and travel well, and goodbye for now. Goodbye.